Okay folks, so now we're gonna do our skills, and I'm gonna do letter A and B with you so that way you understand what's going on in skills. And in skills we're learning about data representation. We're gonna work with the stem and leaf, the frequency chart, and the dot plots. We're gonna work with all those charts. Okay, so here's for letter A. Letter A says Brian's basketball team played 12 games. So let's go ahead and circle 12 games. The list shows the number of points his team scored for those games. So there's 12 numbers here, and what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna put these numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'm gonna make my own list from least all the way to the greatest. So let me look at the list, and the smallest number I see is 17. Next it will be 19. Then there's another 19. After 19, let me get rid of them so I know that I already used them. Let's see, after 19 the next one should be 20. So always make your own list like what I'm doing here, so that way you keep everything in track. It'll be easier for you. Next up, there's no 21, but there is a 22. There's a 23. And then we have, let me see, there's a 25. And then there's two 27s. 27, 27. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And then we finally have two 31s. 31, 31. Okay, so there's my list, and it's in order from least to greatest. All right. Now let me read the question. It says, which plot represents the data on the list, in the list? So we're looking for which one has the correct data that we have here for all the points that are scored. So first, we don't need to do iTalks on this case. So this is a special problem. We don't have to. We just got to pick which of these charts represents what we have here correctly. That's what we're looking for. So let's start with letter A. Remember, the key tells you how to read the stem and leaf. So if there's a 1 in the stems and a 7, you put them together. That means 17 points. So let's see letter A. Letter A says that there's 17. Yep, they scored 17 points. And that they scored 19 points. And they did score 19 points. But I see a mistake. Hopefully you see it too. They didn't score 19 just one time. They scored 19 points 2 times. Here in letter A, they only have it 1 time. So letter A is incorrect. It doesn't have the right data. Let's go to letter B. Letter B shows 17, so let me write 17 on the side, and it shows 19. But remember, we just found out that they scored 2 times 19 points. Letter B again only shows 19 1 time, so it can't be letter B. Letter C and D, they're a little bit different. These are the dot plots. Now look at the dot plots. You see these blank spaces? We're gonna fill in those numbers. So if it's 16, this should be 17, 18, 19, 21, there's 22, 23, and fill in all the blanks that are here. Always fill in those gaps. Okay, so letter C says that they scored 17 points 1 time. Let me look up at the chart, and they did. Check, 1 time. Let me go back. And here it says 19 points 2 times. Yes, they did. 1, 2. So finally, so far so good. Let's check the next one. It says they scored 20 points 1 time. Let me go up. 20 points 1 time. Yep, so far so good, guys. So there was no 21 points. Let me see. There's no 21. Nope. Here it says they scored 22 points 2 times. Let me check. There's 122, but it only showed up 1 time. So it is not letter C. Let's see how come it's letter D. And again, do the same thing like we just did the last time. put, fill in your blank. 17, this one's 19. It's pretty much all the odd numbers that they didn't fill in. So everything's filled in. So look at why it's letter D. They scored 17 points one time, 19 points two times, and 20 points they scored one time. And remember, we just found out that 22 points came up one time. Now let's see for the rest of them. No, I'm sorry, that was letter D. Right here, 23 came up one time, and when I look over here in my list, there's 23 one time. Here it says 25 points one time. Let me go back up. Do I have 125? Yes, I do. There's only one. Now look, next in the list, there should be 2 dots on 27. So let's go check. 27, 1, 2, unless I counted wrong. Let me see, there is 1, 2, 3. I made my mistake. I forgot to add another 27. Let me go ahead and add that right now, because there was 3 27s. You see, I missed it right here. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you guys didn't make that mistake like I did. And you see, that's why you got to put in that list and look at them carefully, because even I made that mistake right now. So there's 3 27s, and that's why letter D, we gotta have 3 dots for letter D. Now here it says they only scored 31 points 2 times. So let me see if there's 31 2 times. 1, 2. And that's why it was letter D. Letter D showed everything correctly. So now you should be making your way to letter B. Alright, and here's a new prompt for letter B. As you can see, we have the dot plot. So this one we do need to do our iTalk. So let's go ahead and write that in. The I stands for intro. The T stands for title. All. Label. There's the key. And scale. So right here, this box in all label. And let's go ahead and let's read our story. It says, a drinking water machine distributes water by the gallon. The dot plot shows the number of people who purchase different numbers of gallons of water from the machine. So the introduction, let's circle this, what the dot plot shows. It shows the number of people who purchase different numbers of gallons of water. Okay, so let's put a check mark on the introduction. Check. Let's circle our titles. Gallons of water and gallons. And these represent the number of gallons right here that you see there. Those are the number of gallons. So we circled all our titles. There is no key and there is no scale. So the scale we're counting by ones. If there's no scale, then we can assume that all the dots represent we're counting by ones. Now let's draw our lollipops on top. So on half, we're going to put 1. There's 2 dots. 1, 3, that's 4. This is 4, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so here it says which frequency table represents the same data shown on the dot plot. Okay, so let's see. In the half mark, there should only be 1 tally mark. So let's look at letter F. 1 half, 1 tally mark. Check. In 1 whole, there should be 2 tally marks. 1 whole, there's 2 tally marks. Check. That one's correct. 1 1/2, there's 1 dot. So there should be 1 stick. Check. So far, so good. In 2 gallons, there should be 3 sticks. So here's 2 gallons. 1, 2, 3. Check. In 2 1/2, there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. In 3 gallons, we should have 4. And as you can see here, there's nothing there. So letter F was good so far, but because of this part, it made it wrong. It has nothing for the number 3. So let's move on to letter G. Letter G, 1/2, 1 stick, check. 1 whole, 2 sticks, check. 1 and 1/2, there's only 1 dot, right? So there's only 1 dot, that means there should only be 1 stick. But if you look here, there's 3. That is incorrect. So letter G is wrong. Moving on to H. In letter H, in 1/2, there should be 1 dot, so there's 1 stick. Yep, put a check mark, that's good. In 1 whole, there's 2 dots, so we need 2 sticks. Check. 1 and 1/2, we need 1 stick because there's only 1 dot, and we have that. Check. The whole number 2, it says there's 3 sticks, right? So we should have 3 dots. But if we look over here, we do have 3 dots. So this one's good. Check. 2.5. Here it says there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if there's 4 sticks, that means there should be 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're right there. So that checks out. This one's pretty good. 3 holes. There should be 4 dots according to that one. And we do have 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one's good. We just need to check the other 3. 3.5. There's 2 sticks, so that means there should be 2 dots. Let me check my chart. 1, 2. Yep. Right there. 4 holes. There's nothing there. And good, there's nothing here in number 4. 4.5. There's 1 dot and 1 stick. There you go. It matches. 5 holes. There should be 2 dots if this is right. 5 holes, 2 dots. And I think we have already found our answer. I think. But when you check this one, it's not going to match. Right here, they don't match. Because this is wrong. Everything else is good. Everything else matches. But here, if you look 4.5, it says there's 2 sticks, right? But there's only 1 dot. So that's why letter J is incorrect because of this spot. So letter H was our answer for letter B. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to be responsible for skills right here. You're going to make your own dot plot, which looks like this. This is a dot plot. So you're going to make your own with the titles, and you're going to label it exactly the way it is here. That's what you're going to do for this part. Answer the questions that are here. Then on the next page, you have some more right here, number 3. And then finally, you're going to do a frequency table. Now, a frequency table is going to look like this. Right here, letter H, that's a frequency table because it has the tally marks. Look where it has the titles and the title of the whole chart. So I want you to make a frequency table like that for number 4. That's for this one. Okay? So hopefully they come out good. Remember, read your questions carefully and look at the data very, very closely. Alright guys, good luck.